games for each side. Emmett Carroll, who you mentioned, the junior from Ryan, New York. 2 games played last year, but 18 saves in the opener for the Quakers versus Georgetown. The other side, the grad transfer, William Helm from Aladdinville, New York. St. Lawrence University, the transfer, has gotten the start the rest of the way, as already the Quakers start things off. Opening draw, one bounces off the carpet and wide, as Gagar was the one starting the attack for the Quakers. Early face-off win for Seri.
So what you're seeing early here, Gary, is you're seeing Sam Hanley is going to come in through the box. So they did not start him at attack. He's going to be coming from the top of the midfield. If you see him coming now, number 26. So that should get him the ball, and it may get him a matchup against the short, which would be now, of course, Duke immediately adjusts.
And Gagar starts things off, and the Quakers up 1-0. Early fashion, the Quakers strike first.
It's a great play by Diller Gergar. If you notice, they were trying to adjust to see where Sam was. It created a little uncertainty there. Gergar takes a nice inside roll, left-handed, and finishes beautifully. So, you know, as you know, Gary, a lot of these games come down to face-offs and goaltending. Penn won the first face-off, got possession. They got a good quality shot. It went in. We're going to see how the goaltending plays out, how the face-offs play out over the course of the game.
Gergar, 52 goals a season ago. He gets his second of the year in as many games as Duke will take possession off the stoppage. Get their first offensive attack of the afternoon. 1-0 lead for the Quakers. This one's worked around to Dyson Williams. Dyson Williams, a senior from Ontario, Canada. Impressive piece, especially offensively. And you talk about this Blue Devils unit, a trio of very impressive goal scorers. Driving in, a nice save made to start things off for Emmett Carroll, but possession will stay with the Blue Devils.
Yeah, if you watch this Duke team, you know, obviously it kind of starts and ends with Brennan O'Neill, number 34, for the benefit of the fans watching. You know, Brennan O'Neill's been famous since he was about a 9th grader. I mean, that name has been known forever, and he's now on the USA team. You know, he scored the winning goal against Denver last week in overtime for Duke. Big, powerful lefty, so a guy to watch. Nice save by Emmett Carroll to start himself off early.
Denenza with a shot off the turf. Tried to bounce one in, and back-to-back saves made from Carroll, and now here come the Quakers the other way. Already up 1-0 as this one's worked on the far side, hopped back up, and the Quakers will get a chance to reset and operate from well outside. James Shipley controls things at the point, gets the screen, fires to his left. Very spaced out look here for the Quakers. They're set up back. Sam Hanley, head full of steam, forces to retreat back. One-on-one, trying to operate, works towards the center, tried to pass off, was not there, goes out of play.
You know, Sam's trying to force it a little bit from the top there. He saw Cam Rubin open. It was just a little tight inside there, and sometimes when you're feeding from the top to a lower attackman, it's a tough catch because you're going to catch and then turn to try to score. So those can be tougher passes. You know, I'd love to see Sam more in the flow of the game as opposed to just subbing in so much, but we'll see how it goes. Here comes Brennan O'Neill from behind, number 34.
O'Neill giving off from Williams. O'Neill gets the screen. Met by a double. He's forced to dish off. Chance in front, and again, making the save was Carroll. Nice little kick save to push things out. He's been impressive in the first couple of flurries from the Blue Devils. Back up to the point. Works along the hashes. As Andrew McAdory dishes off. Back here's Owen Caputo.
Last year, McAdory played in the midfield, Gary, for Duke. This year, they've swatted him at attack. So he's the right-handed attacker. There's 2 lefties, one being Dyson Williams, the other being Brennan O'Neill. So McAdory is going to be like your point guard sort of guy, lightning quick, very smart, really good player.
That's kind of more of his natural position. Came in initially as an attacker and then went to midfield. They moved him around a good amount. And that's kind of where you've seen a good amount of the offense come from now. They finally have that 3-headed monster in a way offensively, and that can really put the rest of the country on notice at times. Jacoby started the attack for the Quakers. They go to the near side. Here's Hanley. Hanley finding speed, cuts to the middle. Starting to see Duke get after him. Rips one and right into the chest of William Helm.
Yeah, I didn't particularly love that shot, to be rather honest, Gary. You're falling backward a little bit as with your body weight moving toward the goal, and you don't want to build confidence for a goalie. And that was a very easy save. It kind of hit him right in the stick. You know, Penn had plenty of shot clock there to continue attack. So I thought that was a little bit of a forced shot, to be very honest.
McAdory, a little bit of speed, shoved hard. Quakers will force things back out. Nice job defensively so far to start for Penn, and especially when Carroll's already able to make a good amount of saves. Finding speed, here's Balsamo. Balsamo, really quick attacker for the Blue Devils. As McAdory works from behind. A dish off, here's Denenza. Denenza 5 goals on the year for the junior. A nice cut, drops one in. Goes wide though. Tried to bounce one, and again, not able to connect. Nice little chance right on the doorstep. Couldn't put it home. Now Penn again in the offensive end. Gergar works from behind the cage, looking for a cutter, finds it, shot, scores!
So that's Gabe Fury, who's a Philadelphia kid. If you saw, Gary, there was a moment there where there was an uncertainty in the midfield stripe. Penn got a better substitution. Fury came streaking straight down the center. He caught it wide open, took one look, and buried it. So they got a little bit of advantage off the sub coming from the midfield, which is why Gabe Fury was sprung open.
Gabe Fury, his first of the year for the senior. Gets on the board. Philly native by way of, arguably, you could say outside of Philly, from Villanova. Fury makes it a 2-0 advantage for Penn and the Quakers. They work with control, but retreating back in their own end. Able to work over to Carroll and punch to the outside. Now start the attack. Things taking shape for the Quakers. Cam Rubin, the take. Rubin on the far side. Works from underneath. Set up here's Walsh. Back up. Robert Shane. Full touch around on the outside. Looking for the call. Was not there. Pass on one more time. Shane. Ooh, almost able to cross that crossbar, drop it in, and one more time Sam Hanley calls his name again.
That didn't miss by much, Gary. That's right on the angle where we happen to be sitting. That thing had plenty of mustard on it, too. That thing was ripped. So really good shot by Sam, missed by an inch or two across the top side.
Hanley takes in contact, passes off here. Rubin finds a little bit of space, tries to bounce one, can't connect though. That shot from Hanley, laser.
It was a laser. That thing was roped.
Finding some space. Back up to the point. One more time, Rubin. Rubin 4 goals on the year. Pass off to Hanley. Hanley a jumper, can't connect. Just barely off that time, and just a hair over 10 seconds left on the shot clock. See how things set up for the Quakers. Gergar, pass off, looking for a shot. It's not there yet. Trying to scoop one in. Almost had a cutter. Time winding down on the shot clock, and it will expire. So Duke forces a shot clock violation. Defensively, they've just taken so much pressure and haven't been able to capitalize anything offensively. But every Penn possession hasn't necessarily been great. Up 2-0 though. 8:10 left to play in this first quarter.
If you watch the Duke group here, Gary, you're going to see that they play 2 left-handed attackmen. So they've got 51 and 34, both are left-handed. So it creates a different formation, a different way to attack the field. It also forces you to use a left-handed break when you're on an extra man, on a fast break situation. So watch to see those 2 lefty finishers to see if they can catch and go.
McAdory try to bounce one free. Again, a little too short on it. 2-0 contest. The Quakers on top to start. Caputo, Owen Caputo. He's forced down. Brendan O'Neill met by a double. Good job inside from the Quakers. Pushing things away. Here's Williams. Williams working along the crossbar. Another save made from Carroll. Emmett Carroll,
Oh.
He's been impressive so far today. The Quakers not able to turn it into anything on the outlet.
You know, the interesting thing there is Duke's had some shots, right? With better finishing.
Yeah.
This is a 2-2 game, and they are actually quite good at finishing. So it's odd that they haven't been able to sort of stuff a few of these in the goal. Dyson Williams, one of the best finishers in the United States, so he didn't quite get that one and wound up running through the crease as well for a turnover. Let's see if Duke can improve their finishing to sort of get their offense going a bit.
Shellingworth things back, and here's O'Neal. O'Neal from outside. He's forced to dip off. The pass can't connect to Catlett. The Quakers will retake control. And that's kind of been a frustrating point for Duke, as not only the finishing, but maybe some sloppy possessions, as that one's just not able to get anyone to go the other way. James Shipley in his own end. A nice spin, frees himself up, and the Quakers in the offensive end. Vergara finds Hanley. Hanley comes in off the substitution. Waiting for help, finds it. Now head full of steam, a pass off. Again, Shipley can't control it. So back the other way. Couple of minutes, no score. 2-0 lead for the Quakers. McAdory weaving through traffic, and he's able to put one in.
Wow. What an individual effort by McAdory to the way he dodged through and slipped through people and then finished. That was an incredible play.
Andrew McAdory, the sophomore, gets 11th of the year.
You know what it feels like, Gary, a little bit? It feels like the early rounds of a big boxing match where each fighter's trying to feel out the other guy to some level. You know, the teams are kind of just playing their way into this game. Nobody's playing great as of yet. But, you know, it feels like a round one or round two of a big boxing match.
I think by the comparison to a fight, it's pretty solid for how things set up today. That one off the post, trying to bang it back home, and they score. Duke's able to find the equalizer.
That was a long sticker. So Duke's long stick, number 19, got caught on offense. He's standing in the crease. The ball hits the post. He scoops it up and quickly, like backhand, throws it in. So that's quite an effort for a long sticker who was caught on attack for the moment.
Wilson Stevenson, the grad student and a team captain for the Blue Devils, puts it in. We're tied at 2 apiece. And that's kind of what you expect to see from Duke. Quickly after the face-off, they're able to get the other way. And going back to that fight analogy, you're seeing it getting a little intense. Quakers almost able to scoop up a ground ball, get on offense. Force back a little bit, and they'll reset. The guard will wait for the reinforcements to check in. The guard. Dish off to Fury. Now here's Shipley. Shipley, the senior from Weddington, North Carolina, gives off Hanley. Hanley fires away. That one stopped.
He had a really nice lane there. Again, this is the angle that we happen to be seeing the game on, but really good lane down that sort of lefty alley. He's just slicing it a little too thin on his shots. He's trying to aim it a little too much. He's just got to blow it by the goalie.
Look to set up Hanley, it wasn't there. Turnaround from Gagar, but a kick save made, and back-to-back stops from Helm. A nice job in between the pipes on that possession. We kind of mentioned with both goalkeepers from each side, not necessarily consistent fixtures when you expect these two programs. Only 2 games played last year for Carroll, and on the other side, a grad transfer in Helm. They both started to step up into their own end, and for Duke a little bit, with the competition and how their season has kind of started, it's tougher to do that. Hanley sets up. Make it even more difficult for a goalie. You got Big Sam Hanley chasing after you. Dished off. Jacoby. Won't allow the offense to set up. Give off to Robert Shane. Back over to Jacoby. Jacoby working along the post. Gives off Shane. Now here's Hanley. Hanley, he'll chase in. Finds Gagar. Gagar with a little bit of space. Trying to center one. It wasn't there. Had Ben Smith inside, but in a very difficult spot to keep him in. Hanley, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Finds things off. A loose, a dribbler. Oh, what a save.
A good save, but for Penn, the good news for Penn is it's a shot clock reset, so they get a full 60. They'll have the ball coming in off the left wing. They keep trying to force things inside a little bit to people that are either just not open or we're not, Penn's not catching it. So we've got to do a better job catching and finishing from inside.
The guard tried to spin it back around, had a little bit of a liner on. Don't know if that one got on goal. Believe it got blocked beforehand. As nice job defensively. Timeout, believe called on the Duke end. We'll keep
lose. So it's a really good competitive early season type game.
It's also a series that has heavily favored the home team. Duke has never gotten a win here in Philadelphia. The last matchup being a neutral site game in Long Island. On Long Island, arguably. Fury takes here. Over to Shipley. Shipley from outside. 40 on the shot clock, gives off Hanley. Hanley's forced down. They're punching him away pretty well. Has to give off Shipley once more. The senior midfielder for North Carolina. 30 seconds. Again, trying to bounce one off. Right off the chest that time of Carroll again. Quakers control things back in. A rip upstairs, but goes high of the crossbar and out of play.
I feel that, remember we made that comment earlier, Gary, that they took a couple weaker shots and I feel like they're playing Duke's goalie into the game a little bit. He's gaining confidence and seems like he's playing very well. Against Denver, I thought he was okay, but today seems to be off to a very good start.
Gagar looks along the post, trying to flip one back and not able to get there. As again stepping in front of a shot, I believe with Kenny Brower. 40 on the shot clock, the Quakers will work from behind the cage. Here's Fury. Fury tries a pass up to Hanley. A nice shot, but Hanley fires things away. Ball loose, controlled by Duke. A really strong defensive possession there from Duke. Some nice saves made in between the pipes from Helm, but defensively stopping a lot of the good looks for Penn and the Quakers.
Yeah, no doubt. And the opportunities they've gotten at Penn have been typically these tight little windows of opportunity where it's so tight inside there that it's hard to catch that ball and finish it. So it's been a really interesting game. I thought it'd be, 5-5 at the end of the first quarter. Much more low scoring than I would have anticipated.
So less than 90 seconds left in the quarter. Tie contest, 2 apiece. Here's Hanley.
So it looks like they've got Wilson Stevenson, the long sticker who scored the goal earlier. He looks like he's rushing for Sam. Every time Sam comes on, 19's all over him. So that seems to be the matchup we should expect as the day wears on.
And we've kind of seen a little bit more of Kenny Brower, one of their top defensemen, against Dylan Gagar. Less than a minute to go in this first quarter. Tied up. Penn will slow things down. From outside here, Shane. Shane the junior from Maryland. 35 seconds on the shot clock, 44 seconds on the game clock. Goal on the year for Shane.
Looks like Penn's going to be content to kind of run this thing down. It would still leave Duke probably about, 10 seconds left if they run it all the way to 0. Here comes Sam coming down the other alley.
Hanley looks for a pass off, a little bit of a pump. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Tries to fire one to the outside, trying to keep it in play, but it'll go out. And now Duke with 15 seconds left. Time for a quick rush. Give off Helm. Helm back to the near side. 10 seconds, have to move quickly. Alsamo shot.
Great save.
Another save from Carroll. Now the Quakers will run things out. So far, highlighting one from Duke, Wilson Stevenson with the goal in today's contest.
Yeah, no doubt, no question. The defenses have played better, and the goalies have played better than you might have expected, and the shooting quality has not quite been there yet. I think the other thing that's happened, I don't see the stats, right, but Duke has failed on some clears, right? They were just offsides here. They threw the ball away. So for them to sharpen up their game, they've got to clear the ball better and have a much higher percentage of successful clears.
Something that's going to get a little bit interesting when you talk about the offense and the shooting. As Duke with control, trying to turn things the other way. And you talk about the offense, if anything, with the weather conditions as cold as it is, you'd kind of expect it to dip as the game goes on. It's always awkward to talk about weather being that big of an impact, but it definitely can become one as things go on, especially in these early season matchups.
Yeah, no doubt. And you know, not to sound particularly soft, Gary, but it's cold right now.
No,
like
it's fair
it's
to
cold.
say. It's fair to say. Temperature is just barely below freezing, but still very cold. Not the coldest matchup of the day. The game's being played in upstate New York. As McAdory already with a goal on the contest. Takes off here. He's punched out. Have to go underneath. Balsamo, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Gets the screen. Works along the goal line. One-on-one, trying to find something. It's not there. Forced to go back. O'Neal takes here. Looks for a shot.
Great
A bouncer,
save.
another save. The rebound's loose. It's controlled by Duke, but Emmett Carroll, another big save for the Quakers. This one's punched out to Liedman.
Boy, that was a great save. And that was McAdory, too, who's quite a good shooter. And, you know, he caught it inside, had a clean look, and was a great save by Penn's goalie. Just an outstanding save.
18 saves a game ago versus Georgetown. And a Division I Team of the Week honor because of it. 35 on the shot clock. Taken here again from McAdory, who set up a bulk of the offense today. He's taken on a little high. The ball's loose. Who will control? Quakers will try and chase after this one. Heading out of play. And it will go out. So Duke will still hold possession. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Again, looking for a rip. That one goes 5-0 and it's in.
You know, as well as Penn played on that series defensively, Gary, that was a total letdown. Nobody picked up McAdory. He just kept driving in and driving in. Eventually, he's like, you know, I'm going to let this thing go.
Andrew McAdory gets on the board. Just like that, Duke 3 unanswered, take a 1-goal lead.
You know, Penn had made a really effective slide on the previous transition. They separated the ball. It came back to Duke, and on the ensuing possession, Duke's kind of just walked in. McAdory, no one ever challenged him or picked him up, and he just eventually just let it go.
And that's what's kind of, you got to look at that and be frustrated on the Penn side because of that. Because really, you know, once you get the reset, you expect McAdory to be the one with control and take the shot off of it. He's been the focal point of the offense today for Duke. Let him get a shot like that. That's the sting. Hanley takes near side. 1-goal game. Hanley takes some contact. Looking to fire. He's forced behind the cage. Gagar. Back up top. Loose ball. Able to hop back on top of it. Now Shipley takes. Fury lost it. Shipley weaving through some traffic, trying to get back to the center. Still loose. Who will control? Goes into the midfield. And out of play. Which way he'll favor? They'll say it was off Duke, and the Quakers will take it the other way. Gets away with a little something. Had an opportunity in the center one, but loose. Bounced all the way back to near us along the sideline.
That is right, for the benefit of the people watching, that is right in front of where we're standing. So we're only just a couple yards off the field.
Take here. Here's Hanley. Hanley finding some room. A pass off, trying to work along the near side post. Goes a little short. Back from underneath. Gagar. Gagar looked for the pass off. Shot clock expires, but it was, what was saying was a turnover. Will lead Duke to go the other way. Keith Boyer has control here. Keith Boyer, excuse me, Kenny.
They got 5 to get it over right now, Gary. 2, 1, 0. There it was. They couldn't get it across the midline. If you watch the shot clock for the people benefit at home, it starts at 80. If it hits 60, that's a turnover. So that's one way you can watch for that in the future.
They set up Hanley again. Trying to get him some more shots. Has really set up a lot. But you'd like to see him use that big size and speed, get downhill. And he's tried it a few times. Duke has done a good job pushing him out. Have to cut behind one more. Griffin Skane takes. Cuts to the middle. Shipley. Hanley takes. 1-goal game. Blue Devils on top. Have scored 3 unanswered. And another save made from Helm. A little hard shot taken from Hanley, but
you know, as they say in lacrosse, it was high to high, right? Yeah. So a high stick, high shot, high. You know, it's a goalie saw it all the way. He kind of had a clean look at it and made the save. Now he's trapped with the ball on offense, got it loose and exchanged it.
Helm's finally able to find some help. Now Duke will set up offensively, up by 1. Scored 3 unanswered after giving up 2 to start.
Tell you one thing to look for too here, Gary, is Brennan O'Neill has been very quiet.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he's had a shot yet. So sooner or later, he's going to show up, and it'll be curious to see when he starts to play himself into the game.
Schilling takes a bouncer and put home. Dyson Williams, 17th of the year, extends the lead to 2.
Classic situation where Duke gets a dodge from the field. Penn has to slide to honor that. They leave Dyson Williams open for half a second. 1 catch, 1 finish. Like, that's what he does. If you're Dyson Williams, you're going to catch the ball inside, turn and score. And so it's a classic sort of goal. You'll see a ton of those from Duke this year. And Penn's going to call a timeout.
So Williams is able to extend the lead to 2, and the Quakers force to talk things over. They trail by 2. It's a 4-2 contest here for Philadelphia. Come back first quarter. And now you're just not seeing as good of offensive possessions from the Quakers, it seems, and Duke's starting to find their grounds a little bit, putting home the chances they need to. Another opportunity here for Duke, but the Quakers defense is able to fire back. Works from behind. There's Dyson Williams, who was able to get his 17th goal of the year just a moment ago.
You know, the thing I worry about with Penn, Gary, just at this point in the game is it's playing Sam Hanley into a very one-dimensional player, right? He's got to get the ball, and he feels like he has to go to the goal immediately. They're getting very set to slide, and Penn just they're not sharing the ball in a flow manner. It's sort of getting into this situation where Sam's going ISO and doesn't sort of have the whole benefit of the flow of their offense. Duke's sharing the ball, if you watch them, with all the players, right? The ball moves everywhere, and so they get a better flow and a better momentum offensively.
Brennan O'Neill takes here. He's been a little quiet, as you mentioned. Gives off Caputo. Oh, Caputo working where the hashes would be. Drops things underneath. Back up, looked for O'Neill. The pass goes well errant.
Go.
And the Quakers will take control. There's a chance to work. Trying to fire one quickly, that one wide.
So the Duke player there made an incredible hustle play to like bust back to the end line and actually won the battle to be closer to the ball when it went out of bounds. So that Duke really hustle play there to get the ball back for Duke and not give up the possession.
It's Keith Boyer who is giving chase there. Back on the near side, Denenza. Denenza will pass up. Garrett Liedman. Liedman looking to rip one. That one right of the post can't connect.
Boy, it didn't miss by much though, did it?
Yeah.
That was that shot also had plenty of mustard on it and missed the pipe by maybe an inch or two.
Tap it off. Duke will keep control. Back from behind the cage, Dyson Williams. Give off O'Neill. O'Neill back up. Balsamo from Manhasset, New York. On the island. Far side, looking with a little bit of speed. Here's Denenza. Denenza trying to kind of alley-oop one to Williams, who's working on the far side post.
You know, that's a really tough pass to make because if you're coming down that right alley, remember Dyson Williams is left-handed. Like, that's a better pass to make to a right-handed person who catch with their stick to the inside and finish. So it's a really, really difficult pass to complete.
Quakers back with a now slow rush. Almost had a chance to try and go quick. Was wondering if they would attempt for it. That will not be the case, as they'll let the Cavalry rejoin the scene. And Hanley fires one in the middle. That one off the post. We'll go out of play. And Hanley
that was a really pretty look from high to low by Sam. Caught by Ruben, who immediately shoots just to hit the post. It was a beautiful shot that just didn't fall. But at least they're showing better offense and generating better quality shots.
Fury from outside. That's something you like to see from Penn, connecting on those passes inside. They've had their chances at him. Hanley again trying to go upstairs. Again, missing not by a whole lot.
You know, Sam's shot the ball high almost every single time. If you track sort of the flow of the game so far, I'd love to see him shoot one overhand as hard as he can, but into one of the low corners. I'm fairly sure it would go in.
It feels like he's kind of building to that. Fury. Gabe Fury. Finds a pass off. Gagar. Gagar. Shot again. Blocked away. Still with control here of the Quakers. Fury passes underneath. Here's Walsh.
If you're noticing this possession, Gary, you're getting a better flow. It's not just only Sam. The ball's moving now. Players are moving. Bodies are moving. So the flow of their offense is getting better.
And that's something that's going to set up, as things go, set up Hanley even more for his ISO chances. If they're there, Gagar working, extended along the goal line. Back up, here's Hanley. Hanley. Center, loses control, loose ball, it's scooped up by Duke. Now they'll start a rush the other way. Here come the Blue Devils. A pass off, shot, scores! Brennan O'Neill puts it through. Duke by 3.
I'll tell you, if you're going to pick an MVP, if the game ended now, it's Wilson Stevenson for me all day long. He has played really well against Sam. If you notice that play, he took the ball off of him. Then he knocked the stick out of his hand, creates a fast break the other way for Duke. They get it to their best player, Brennan O'Neill, who takes one look and guns it. That Wilson Stevenson is making a major impact, major in this game.
Stevenson had the goal earlier on, but he's also had the tough task of being matched up against one of the best in the country. And now it's a 5-2 contest in favor of Duke. 5 unanswered by the Blue Devils as O'Neill gets on the board. First time today, 14th of the year. A 2-time All-ACC, a 2-time All-American. From outside, here's Catlett. Duke back with control, keeping the pressure on, and that was a good Penn offensive possession before that set everything up. You thought it was leading to something for them, then Duke goes on the fast break, puts something the other way. Here's another chance for Duke. Underneath is McAdory. McAdory, he's had an impressive game as well. Cuts towards the center, it's not there. O'Neill dips off Catlett, near side. Catlett trying to center. Beat up a little bit, has to fall underneath. One more time, trying to make a move. 25 on the shot clock.
Boy, that Piper Bond, number 54 for Penn, who's one of their short stick D-middies. Man, he plays good defense. He digs in really hard and refuses to get beat. He's played really well so far.
Rips on that one.
They're
Clears both posts, but well away.
9 seconds on the shot clock now, Gary. Something to watch for. Whether they're going to try to generate something, or they'll just hit a little 9-iron into the corner and be content to play defense.
See how things set up here.
Here's Piper Bond again. He just refuses to get beat.
McAdory, pass off. Shot bounces in. Owen Caputo. Another goal for the Blue Devils. 6-2 the lead. This Duke attack has really stepped up. After giving up those first 2 goals, have found their chances, and it seems like everything's connecting.
It's also, if you look at it, and I don't have a score sheet in front of me, I think they've got 6 different scorers. I mean, the ball is moving. You know, Brennan O'Neill goal. different players are scoring. Different players are touching the ball. McAdory's got 2. The rest are all ones. So they've got a better flow. Let's see if Penn can get one here on the fast break.
Right off the face-off, trying to operate something, goes to the far side, trying to rip one, another save. Helm hauls things in. What a job there.
Again, though, Gary, it's another shot high to the stick side, right where his stick is right there. I think if they start shooting low, they're going to blow it right past them, but they kind of refuse to shoot the ball low.
It was well defended as Penn quickly, right off the face-off, was beautifully executed in that part, but the shot in a spot where Helm can make the save. And like you mentioned, he's starting to gain confidence, starting to get going as a goaltender, and he's found his room. Liedman with a little bit of speed. Hops off O'Neill. O'Neill with a pass off. A turnaround, a bouncer, a nice save made. Kicked away from Carroll. 3:10 left to play in this first half. Penn trails by 4. 6-2 lead for Duke. They've been able to score 6 goals without an answer from Penn and the Quakers.
Tell you what, you don't see a lot of kick saves in lacrosse. You tend to see them in ice hockey. That was a literal kick save by the foot, and you know, you needed that one, right? You go down 7-2, it's trouble. And versus now, they score here, it's 6-3, right? That's a big turnaround. So big save by Penn's goalie.
Shipley, Quakers desperately needing an answer. Less than 3 minutes to go in this first half. They're forced away. Not panic mode by any means, but in a spot where these offensive possessions, you need something to capitalize. Trailing by 4. The offense really picking up for Duke, but in this second quarter, not much for Penn, nothing for Penn. 20 on the shot clock. Look for one there. Nice job working from behind. Force things out of play. Jan Gray was playing defense there.
Duke's defense is very impressive. Both their on-ball defense with each individual player trying to cover their guy and their ability to slide and help one another. Whoops, there's another possession for Duke.
These possessions getting more and more frustrating if you're watching on the Penn side, as they're getting longer each time, but maybe a shot not necessarily being where you look at as the flag thrown. Minute 45 left to go. They set up right in front, it's in. Firing away are the Blue Devils. Jack Gray nets it home.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to remember that it was 2-0 Penn, but it was. And now all of a sudden it's 7-2. That's 7, you know, unanswered goals. And Penn's, you know, Duke's defense is sort of generating their offense, right? They're creating turnovers. They won another possession there by hustling to the loose ball at the end of the end line. Now all of a sudden it's bing, goal down the other way. So Duke's got they have a lot of momentum right now. 7 unanswered goals.
They're hyped up about it too. Look on the sideline after that great goal. Everyone fired up. Minute 41 left to go in this first half. The draw almost taken by the Quakers. It's still loose. Who will control? Long rally for it. Still loose. Finally, you could say with possession, now it's there, O'Neill. O'Neill dumps one behind. Lose it in front, it's in.
Yeah, the momentum is unbelievable. You get this ball coming down that far wing. Brendan O'Neill dumps it behind to Williams, who's, you know, as we mentioned, very left-handed. He actually comes around the right side and flips it backhand left-handed into the goal. And it's all working right now for Duke. It's all working.
The Blue Devils have caught fire in this second quarter. Dyson Williams able to net another one. 8-2.
Wow.
Duke on top.
So if you notice, they've now put Sam down at attack. So he's positioned now on the attack line for Penn, which means he'll be in the game the whole time. He won't be coming in, then coming out, then coming in, then coming out. Timeout for Duke. Players going to start to be more impactful. I also think they have to shoot it low. They've got to stop shooting high into his stick.
Can definitely say if you are going to ISO anyone in the country, doing it with Sam Hanley isn't necessarily a terrible idea, but keeping it when you play a team like this in Duke, once they get going, they're tough to stop, and that's kind of the point we've hit at this current junction. Shot clock essentially unplugged, 47 seconds now, 45 seconds left on the game clock, 47 on the shot clock, so wipe them away. Game clock is the shot clock. 6-goal lead for Duke. They will slow things down, wait for the final shot, try and hold for the final possession as Garrett Liedman takes here, the grad student, 6'4", 225 pounds, 4 goals on the year for the Maryland native.
Boy, that Piper Bond, his defense is just outstanding. He really, really plays excellent one-on-one defense.
McAdoy's forced out, trying to send one. That one goes high. Loose ball out of play. The Quakers will take 13 seconds left in this first half. A quick rush if they hurry. Less than 10 seconds to go in the offensive end. Here's Gagar. Look to center one. Bounces over to Shipley. The shot scores!
I'm laughing, Gary. I don't know how that went in. It looked like it went through his stick. I mean, he saw it all the way, and just maybe he turned his hat. I don't know what happened, but it went in. And I don't know if they're going to count that, or are they going to count that or no? Because the clock is on 0. Yeah, they are going to count it. So, so Penn gets one late to pull it to 8-3. I don't know.
And bit of a comeback story for him. The 5th year with Duke, back in, I believe his freshman year, had a really catastrophic leg injury, which almost led to him never playing lacrosse again. Went through upwards 7 to 10 surgeries, went through a ton to get back onto the playing field, and now has made his presence known against one of the best in all the country. Broken stick will lead a chance here for the Quakers. A pass to the far side, trying to operate quickly. As Gagar, pass in front, trying to bang one home.
Oh,
another save.
God.
Helm again, able to answer the call. Leave in double digit with saves now.
Yeah, if you look at the stats, Gary, he had 9 saves at halftime. That makes 10. And he is really settling in the goal. And if you notice that shot, they finally let one go low. He saved that too. So he's as goalies say, really seeing the ball, right? You hear a lot of goalies use that expression. And he is seeing it. He's seeing it come out of the stick, and he's adjusting and very quickly getting to the spot.
Ledman passes off to Balsamo. Back over to Ledman. And we'll drop things underneath. 5-goal game, Duke with the lead as McAdory works things in the near side with Brennan O'Neill, who's able to punch one in already today. Fraction called on Duke.
It was a moving pick they called there, Gary.
So Penn will get a chance to work the other way. Possessions on both sides, not leading to anything, and that's kind of really big for Penn, slowing down the damage that Duke can do because they were working quickly in that second quarter. Penn was able to score the final goal right at the buzzer in that first half. James Shipley put one in for Penn, the Quakers, make it a 5-goal game, 8-3. Third quarter action here from Philadelphia. Thank you for tuning in today on ESPN+. Taken here from Fury. Fury shot goes high. You've got a stick on it before true attempt taken from the Quakers. Here's Hanley. Hanley works from behind the cage. He gets a screen. Will operate the offense from behind, and like you mentioned, has gone into more of a true attack position late in that second quarter. Far side. Gagar finding a little bit of space along the pipe. Loses it though. Ground ball. Who will haul it in? Still a rally for it. Well back towards midfield, and the Quakers able to hold on. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Have to move quickly though. Quakers will operate now. Far side. And another save made. Loose ball, and Helms able to get back on it as Hanley gave a little bit of chase for it. But another possession that Duke give a lot of credit to the defense.
Their defense is playing really well. They're sliding well. They are playing excellent one-on-one individual defense, and their team defense is quite good. And their offense, if you watch, kind of feeds off that, right? When they get turnovers and transitions coming from their defensive side, they're able to get it up the field quickly, get it in the hands of their shooters, and boom, 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 goal. That's been the formula so far for Duke. And the other player who's playing really impressively is Duke's goalie. He's making really good saves and really is gaining confidence as the game goes on.
Duke will take here. Behind the cage is O'Neill. O'Neill works extended on the goal line. Passes back up. McAdory. And All-American honorable mention a season ago. Nice pass from O'Neill. Couldn't get a shot off because of it. Now works towards the center. Still looking for something. Trying to fire is Caputo, but he's forced back. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Here's O'Neill. Brennan O'Neill is retreating backwards. Back to the point. Looks to rip one. It's in. Finds one to weave through.
Yeah, if you're getting to the end of the shot clock there. It was counting down from 5, 4-3. They wanted to let one go, and lo and behold, it went in. It was a good, hard, low shot. It was probably screened, but it went in for a goal, and Duke goes up 9-3.
Ryan McKenzie gets on the board. 6-goal game. Duke, this offense has... We talked a lot about the offense, but it's been more just complimentary with how well the defense has worked and then offensively moving things around, causing a little bit of pressure. And that time, full shot clock goes down, but it started with a good defensive possession. Before that, a bouncer, that one right off the face-off goes, well, wide of the pipes. Quakers will take. Hanley gives off Gagar.
The other thing I thought that we were going to see today, Gary, that I think is funny and odd is I thought it was going to be the Sam Hanley show for Penn and the Brennan O'Neill show for Duke. And it really has been very little of either one of them. It's been all the other guys.
Shot upstairs, hauled in again from Helm. And we saw Hanley a lot in the early goings, but didn't generate many shots because of it. It was just an ISO, go downhill, take contact, and see if something's there. It wasn't, and on the other side, Brennan O'Neill has been able to put one in, but it hasn't been a monster-type contest when you look at him and expect him to do. It's not been the case. It's been very team-oriented for Duke, and for Penn, they're trying to find that. It hasn't been in the cards so far.
I think the other thing that Duke does well defensively is the look they're willing to give you is they'll slide to the midfielder up top, and they'll let that midfielder try to throw it inside of the attackman. It's just so tight, and it's such a hard catch that it's a smart thing. If you're going to give up something, that's a good thing to give up versus letting the attackman catch and go fake dunk. They're not willing to give up the dunks.
McAdory working with Balsamo on the outside. Balsamo goes in, and it's hauled in from Carroll. And Carroll made 18 saves in the last contest. Struggling a little bit today. Now Penn will go on a little bit more of a fast break look. Gagard works along the pipes. Extended on the goal line. He fires back. Now wait the rest of the cavalry to come as here comes Hanley. See if things set up for him. They will give off to Sam Hanley.
And there's his buddy Wilson Stevenson, like waiting for him. That guy, he's been everywhere.
Skane. Home man from the point, gets the screen. Skane, a little bit of room.
They've got Dyson Williams caught on. Boy, I would not, no way would I sub there. They're going to get a little box break here.
The other way, a shot down, another save. Loose in front, and Duke able to haul things in. Another big-time stop from him. And that one, now you're seeing the shots kind of vary from Penn. You talked about how a lot of them were up and high, looking crossbar down. Now it's low off the turf. Try and bounce one in, and it's not been in the cards either.
No, he's playing really well, and, you know, again, gaining confidence. As the game goes on and he makes more and more saves, you know, success is sort of bringing more success in his case.
Catlett, the grad student from Lake Oswego, Oregon. Passes off. McKenzie, another shot, that one. Not really anywhere in the cards, so McAdory will take from outside. Finds O'Neal. O'Neal, the junior attacker from Bay Shore, New York. Mentioned the two-time All-American, two-time All-ACC, and Brennan O'Neal. O'Neal goes on in. That one well high and away. So McAdory will again take control. 25 seconds left on the shot clock. Now we'll start to count down. 20 on the shot clock. Here's Ryan McKenzie. McKenzie chases towards the post. O'Neal finds something here. Still working near side. Works on a little bit more of a wraparound. No one there. Have to find something. A bouncer. It's loose and the Quakers have control. Little hopper scooped up from the Quakers. Now they'll try and get the other way offensively, and they will. Successful cleaning that time from Penn. 6-goal game, 7:10 left to go in this third quarter. Here's Shipley. Shipley already with the goal in the contest. Gets the screen. Shipley, the pass. Fury can't take it in. Had to play again. A little bit more of a frustrating possession that time, as no time really on it. Less than 7 minutes to go in this third. Duke's able to get it into the offensive. Here's Denenza. Denenza, goal in all 4 games played so far on the season. 5 goals, 3 assists on the new campaign. Here's Ledman. Ledman, head full of steam. Pass in front, they put it in. Dyson Williams puts it home, and Duke up big. 10-3, 6:22 left to go. They ranked matchup between the 8th ranked Quakers and the 10th ranked Blue Devils. Happy you could join us today on ESPN Plus. We'll say snowy day, but not really quite there yet. Seeing hints of some snow come down in Philadelphia, but temperatures very cold. A flag thrown down. The Quakers will get a chance to work the man advantage pending this possession. So Ruben takes. Ruben on the far side. And Hanley will work up top, slowing things down. Remember the flag thrown down. Again, the Quakers will get something going. Less than a minute on the shot clock. Here's Hanley. Hanley takes a pretty big shot there. Has to pass off. Turn around, rip. It goes wide and away. It was a nice job from Hanley to find the open man in front, but couldn't put it home.
Yeah, it was really good look to Cam Rubin, right? But the Duke player made a really good slide from the backside, so when Cam Rubin turned to shoot left-handed, there was just nothing there. He was checked immediately. Their sliding is really impressive. Talk about needing a goal. Like, you're here on extra man, you're down 10-3, you're in Philadelphia, right? Here's your chance to sort of try to get it to 10-4, 10-5, start to chip away so that you're in the game in the fourth quarter.
Another big point to mention is who will be stepping out. Wilson Stevenson, who's been probably the biggest factor defensively for Duke so far today. Here's Gagar. Gagar pass off, a shot again. That one goes high and wide. So Stevenson will step off for a minute for a slash. Gagar back up top. Hanley pass over. Gagar shot, scores! Dylan Gagar, second of the game and third of the year, nets it home for the Quakers.
So here's your chance, right? If you want to get back in the ball game, you're not going to get all the way back right now, but if you can cut it to like 4 by the end of the quarter, or even 3, now you're really in the game, and your players will feel the momentum. They'll get more hyped. That starts with face-offs, right, to get possession of the ball, better shooting, and they're going to need great goaltending for Penn from this point forward.
Didn't even get a full chance to mention on how well Duke works typically on a man down, only giving up 2 goals before that when opponents are on the man up, and right there, give up the third. Here's Ledman. Ledman trying to find the answer, extend the lead back to 7. 10-4 lead for Duke. They've been dominant offensively since that first quarter. Quakers able to find a little bit of offense right there on the man up. Ledman, far side. Pass not hauled in from O'Neal. O'Neal taking a little bit of licks himself as he tries to go over. Does. Ledman cuts in front, a little looser, and the Quakers able to lead it out. O'Neal trying to scoop up the ground ball, but the Quakers will lead things away. It's not in control yet into the offensive end for Penn. Flying down, a whistle will blow, and possession goes in favor of Penn. You worried a little bit from the last contest versus Georgetown that the offense would come, and so far, not a ton for Penn. Maybe he's starting a little bit of a rally.
You've got Sam Hanley far side against a short stick. Well, you'd love to get him the ball right now. Oh, boy, they're not getting it to him. And they just adjusted, and there comes Wilson Stevenson. So they had him with a short, but then Duke adjusted and got their long stick against him.
Back working. Gagar gets a screen, goes to the center. Has to pass off. Here's Hanley. Hanley takes a shot from Stevenson again. Now met from a double, trying to leave it free. Hanley's back outside, so we're able to reset the offense a bit. Looked like a shot, but it wasn't really anywhere in the vicinity. Gagar already with goals today. Hanley from outside. Again working with space. Skane, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Hanley. Hanley fires to the far side. Hanley shot down, and it's in.
There you go. So now you've cut it to 5. You've got Sam on the score sheet finally. It barely dribbled in, but it did dribble in. You need face-offs. If you're Penn, you need face-offs, and you need really good goaltending. You have to lock that door shut to give yourself a chance to play your way back into the game.
Sam Hanley able to get his second of the year, his first of the afternoon. It's a 5-goal game, 10-5. Duke still with the lead, but a goal that needed to happen. Now you're starting to see back-to-back goals from the Quakers, trying to get that momentum back, and it's starting to get there as Sam Hanley on the board.
Great pickup by Dylan Gergar.
Gergar, 2 goals and assist already on the afternoon.
Really hard-fought ground ball there, and a really important ground ball for Penn to win.
Starting to hear the Quaker sideline, get a little hype. Fury passes back to the center. Lost.
Great check.
Shipley back with it, but a nice job defensively from Frizzoli. Frizzoli, the senior from Massachusetts. On the outside. Firing with speed. Looking to turn around, and it's in! The Quakers with 3 straight. Cuts the lead to 4. Casey Mulligan puts it home. 4-goal game from Philadelphia. Needed to see the offense get going, and now here it is for Penn and the Quakers.
Yep, and you're seeing it from different people. You're starting to get some flow, and you're starting to believe you can actually put the ball past the Duke goalie, because I think for a while there they might have been losing confidence.
First of the year for Mulligan.
Cannot believe he held that ball.
Duke will get possession. Around 2 minutes to play in this 3rd quarter. The Quakers finding a little bit of fire as this one's loose.
Another big ball.
Another to get after it. Loose near the midfield line. Who will scoop it up? A whistle will blow.
Interesting call. Wow. I thought that was from the side. I think that's a really weak call by the official. I thought it was a bump from the side by Penn, number 20, and you're going to call a push there. Don't think so.
Penn side not necessarily thrilled by it either. 2 minutes. Duke will have control. 3rd quarter, 4-goal game. 10-6. The Duke offense, really, we haven't seen much of them in the past few possessions. This has been Penn becoming the aggressor. McAdory tries to go downhill a little bit. Catlett, shot, can't connect. Bouncer off the mark. Here's O'Neal. O'Neal from underneath. Back up top. McKenzie. Holiday gives off Catlett. Cat shot.
Great
down.
save.
Save made Carroll. Penn looking to clear. They'll have their chance to do just that. 90 seconds left. A pass off. Rip one. Off the post. The put back. No. Yes, it will.
You know, in the game of life, Gary, you've got your beautiful goals and you get the greasy, nasty ones, like in hockey, right? Goalie makes a great save. There's Piper Bond, scoops up a rebound quickly and stuffs it in the goal. You know, some of the goals are pretty goals, and others are greasy, grimy, hockey-type goals, like in the playoffs. And that was a greasy, grimy, garbage goal, but it counts 1. And it brings back now Penn's within 3. So it's a whole new ball game than it was 3 minutes ago.
The Quakers getting hot. Finding some space. So Piper Bond gets on the board. Almost was a beautiful goal to go to the far side pipe and bang it home. Couldn't go. Almost made a beautiful save on the side of William Hillman, who's been able to make some great saves today, but Bond was able to just barely get it past him. And this one, a 3-goal game, 10-7. The Quakers with control. Shot clock essentially unplugged. 50 seconds left to go in this 3rd quarter. From outside to take.
So they can control the ball for the rest of the quarter here, Gary, and kind of take the last shot. I personally go to the goal now. I like the momentum they have. I wouldn't want to take the air out of the ball. But likewise, you don't want to give the ball back to Duke with a chance to score.
It looks like the mindset.
Here comes the slide. Move that ball.
Force behind. Back to the near side. Trying to dunk one.
Oh, off the post.
Far post. 10-second shot. Oh, no, won't go. Still loose. Duke will have control. 4 seconds left to go in this 3rd quarter, and that will do it.
Wow, what a series that was off the post. I'll tell you, Penn.
Regulation. Duke up 3, 10-7 as Garrett Lee and George Corrigan with you, getting you set. A fun final 15 minutes in store based on how that last quarter ended.
Yeah, and you can tell it's getting a little spicy out there too, Garrett. Good hard-fought ground balls, physical play. Every ball matters. So it's going to be a really intense fourth quarter here.
Whistle will blow. It's on the face-off again. You're starting to see it's becoming more of that gritty, grimy type of game. On the Penn side, it kind of seems like that's how they want this game to go.
Yeah. Here's Brennan O'Neill. Again, he's not done a lot today. He's been very content to share the ball. He's kind of bumping it along right there. You know, if he gets it rolling in the fourth quarter, that could be huge for Duke.
Ledman takes it right off from McAdory. Ledman will lead to the far side, give off to Nenza. Finds McAdory again near side. Quick, speedy guy has made that very well known today. A nice move, McAdory, shot, scores! Puts it home! Andrew McAdory back in the goal column.
It's a big goal, and, you know, he's got B.J. Farrar on him, who's really quick. He moved, you know, as we were talking about earlier, changes number 70 for Penn. And he thought he was going to cross over to his right hand. He kind of bumped back left. There's a big alley for the shot there, and he just guns it in the back of the goal. That's an important momentum goal for Duke, too, because Duke had given up a bunch, and they must have been on their heels a bit, and now they're regaining confidence.
McAdory's 13th of the year, the hat trick today. Penn looking for an answer. Have been able to match. A little bit of space. Scoops one in. Needed an answer and found it. Cam Rubin on the board.
Yeah, and Cam Rubin has struggled a little bit today. So if he gets going, he's a really, really good shooter. Gergar as well. But if Cam Rubin gets rolling, it could be some fireworks here. This is the high-scoring game we were waiting for, right? It just took a while to get going.
Rubin, 4 goals in the opener versus Georgetown. He's able to just sneak one on that post. You heard the ding on it, too. Was a pretty decent job from Helm to scoot over, hug that post, but just barely a lick behind. And leads Rubin. Cut things back to a 3-goal game, 11-8. Duke still with the lead. Far side O'Neill. A nice little scoop away. Goes over to McAdory. McAdory, near side. Rubin's 5th of the year. A junior from Massachusetts. 21 goals last year. Well pacing that. Within a game in 3 quarters. Here's Ledman. Ledman, a little bit of space, and he's able to fire one in. The goal will stand as the Penn side thought he was in the crease. It will stand just like that. We're starting to see the fireworks come out.
You know, it's funny. I thought the way the referee was running toward the crease that they were going to call that in the crease, but the goal stands. And so, you know, for Duke, they're showing they can match goal for goal. For Penn, you almost have to win every faceoff. You cannot lose faceoffs here, because if you lose faceoffs, you're losing momentum fast.
Jake Naso taking the face-off for Duke. Was impressive last week, a 21 All-American. ACC Defensive Player of the Week.
Missed ground ball by Penn.
Now Duke will take control. Working around Boyer. Boyer is able to cross things over. Finds Griffin Catlett with the Oregon native. Goal on the year. On Caputo. Over O'Neill. If you're Penn, you don't really want to be in this goal-for-goal type situation with this Duke team, a team that can definitely score with the best of them. McAdory. Already the hat trick, trying to add for more. Drops things down to Dyson Williams, who also is in that category. O'Neill far side, and Catlett up top. Catlett Finding some speed. Shot. Ooh, can't go. McKenzie dropped one low and just barely wide of the post.
Yeah, that was a really, not to be in any way disrespectful to the officials, but that was not the right call. They gave him the reset there, and it should not have been a reset.
Finding space, that one will go off the stick and bounce well wide. Yeah. If you go back and kind of look on that one, it was a straight line shot that
was wide.
Barely missed the post, but it didn't hit anything.
The officials said that they thought it hit the goalie, which it certainly did not.
Back up top. Shot. Goes 5-hole and in. No, just barely wide. Thought that one went. The Duke side thought so as well. But luckily for Penn, they'll catch a break. Far side, Gregar. Penn able to get back on the offensive side. Gregar, space, shot, blocked away. The rebound, hauled in from the Quakers. Another big save from Helm. And now moving on a little bit more of a fast break opportunity for Penn. Shipley now will slow down the attack. Shipley from outside. Wait for Hanley to come, and there he is, the big Sam Hanley. Back over, Shipley. Half spin, cuts inside.
Doubled, watch out,
Hauled
great
down,
play.
Trying to
What a
dunk it
save.
home, and Helm with a save.
Oh my God.
Hanley back over, near side, wanted to go one time. It's not in the cards. Back out top, Hanley once more.
Hanley's got a short stick. Go, Sam, go. Oh, man, he should go to the hoop there.
Hanley passed off.
Go to the hoop now.
Go back to him.
Don't wait. Just go right by that guy.
Hanley again.
Run by him.
Facing pressure, but should overmatch here. Hanley dips off. Shipley, shot, bouncer, can't connect. 4-goal game, 12-8. Duke on top. See how things operate here from behind. Goal line extended back up to the top. Hanley gives over. Now Shipley again. Shipley, big factor in this possession. Jim Shipley over to Hanley once more. Sam Hanley, a goal on the contest, but been quiet without it. Big part of that was Stevenson. A shot. Helm again. What a possession from William Helm. A grad transfer from St. Lawrence. It's been big today. An excellent game for William Helm.
Oh, they're going to turn that ball over. Pick it up quick. Pick it up quick.
Get a chance to work. Walsh, pass off. Fast break. Shot. Scores!
Wow.
Back to a 3-goal game.
Man, that was a shot and a half by Tynan Walsh. That was an absolute bomb. Left-handed coming from low to high, 1 inch under the crossbar at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Really, really nice looking shot.
Tynan Walsh puts it home for the Quakers. 3-goal game, 12-9. Duke still with the lead. But now you mentioned how you kind of expected when you saw these two teams line up, maybe a little bit more of a high-scoring, high-paced matchup. That didn't really happen until late in the third quarter when the Quakers started picking up the intensity, and now Duke has been able to match it. It's leading to a fun 9.5 minutes left to go. 3-goal game, the Quakers will take control. They have possession. We'll go back into play.
Tell you, that was a really hard-fought ground ball coming off that face-off. And, you know, Penn, both teams just gutting it out so hard to try to win that ball.
Here's Fury. Fury was very active in the first half. I haven't called his name a lot. Sam Hanley. Hanley from outside.
Watch out, doubled.
Doubled, loses control. But Penn's able to keep possession here. Fury is the one to bounce on top. A man in front, shot, scores! Back-to-back goals for the Quakers. Dylan Gagar.
You know, I wish we had a replay here, Gary. because that ball was thrown by Fury through a lot of traffic, and it was probably 30 yards to get to Gergar. I thought it had zero chance of getting there, but it did. And my dad, who was a great lacrosse player, had this expression, like it had eyes, like a ball. And, man, that ball just had eyes to get all the way through to Dylan Gergar. And he caught it, and he stuffed it in the goal, and it's a 2-goal game with 9 minutes, a lot of time left.
Last time we had a 2-goal game was in the early stages of the second quarter. Now Duke will try and re-extend that lead. O'Neal. Offensive end for the Blue Devils. The offense going a little cold as Penn has been able to fire back. Minute on the shot clock. 2-goal lead. Back over top, Balsamo. Far side, Denenza. Denenza met by a double. O'Neal outside. O'Neal one-on-one. Finding space. Bounces one in, it's in. Brennan O'Neal back on the board.
You knew he was going to show up sooner or later, right? It just had to happen. And, you know, he's left-handed, which he's a natural left-hander, and he gets that left alley there, coming down that left alley. He makes a really pretty shot. He took a good hit there, too. There was a really good physical hit at the end of that shot, but it went in. And each time, the interesting thing, Gary, is that each time Penn comes just close enough, Duke seems to find a way to score to push him back down again.
That last goal from Penn a moment ago, before that one to make it a 2-goal game, seemed like that was going to be the biggest of the contest. And that one to cut it back to a 3-goal game, make it back a 3-goal advantage for Duke, absolutely huge.
Another massive face-off here.
15th of the year for O'Neal. Possession.
He's going to
go back in favor of the Quakers. Gergar, take off the whistle. Gergar, had an impressive game so far. The hat trick for Gergar, 3 goals and assist to his ledger. Back on the near side. Drop things underneath, goes to the top. Here's Fury. Fury. Finds Gergar. Gergar posting up from outside. He'll throw it towards the cage and can't get that one to go. It's a strong look from Gergar. Really just lowering the shoulder, power.
Using his body really well, too, Gary. He used his weight and leverage and body really well to gain an advantage, so he just didn't quite get it on cage.
Back behind. Walsh. All for Tynan Walsh. Outside.
Open.
Chance. Ooh, can't go. Penn keeps control. Less than 30 on the shot clock. 7:15 left to go in this fourth quarter. Along the post. Back underneath.
Rubin's wide open.
Rubin. Pass over. Gergar stopped away. The second chance try. Trying to dunk it home. Another save and a flag thrown. So Helm took a bit of a shot as diving in.
But I think they're going to call it that he was pushed in. Yeah. I think this is a really big call for this game. Really important call by the officials.
So you had Casey Mulligan trying to really just power
push,
that
technical.
one home.
Wow, big call there.
So Mulligan was trying to dunk one home, and he took a lick himself, but right into Helm. So the push will put the Quakers back on the man up. And you mentioned the Quaker, how Duke has worked in man down situations. They've been pretty good all year. But the one time today, Penn was able to capitalize.
So this time you're going to take number 6, if you're noticing, Gary. They're going to play isolation on Sam Haley and cut him off from the ball, and they'll be content to play 5-on-4 down low.
So Rubin, over to Gergar. Rubin again. In front.
Oh, what a save.
Shrugs the shoulder was William Helm. 3-goal game. 6:45 left to go. Shot, no, it's faked back. As Hanley pass things inside. Ruben off the crossbar.
Ruben has hit the post so many times today, it's insane.
Talk about that shot.
I mean, it was
hard
ripped. He's open again. Ruben's open again on the skip pass.
Go, or as you drew it up. Ruben again, near side, trying to find something. Underneath, it's punched back. Gagar.
Gagar was against the short stick.
Gagar.
Double coming.
Doubles here. There's
Move it.
Ruben.
There's one more.
Ruben.
Then there's one more again. Here comes the finish. Oh, no.
Try to get it in front. The Quakers keep control. 30 seconds on the shot clock. A pass inside. Ruben again. It's not hauled in. Walsh has things near side. 20 on the shot clock. 3-goal game.
Can't take time here, guys. You got to go.
Less than 6 minutes to play in regulation. Hanley loses it. Back with control. He's forced well outside. Needs to hurry. 10 on the shot clock. Hanley back underneath. Trying to find something. Punch back. Ruben scores! Cam Ruben nets another one. 2-goal game.
Wow.
Is able to find quite a rally recently. Fire back into this one, really grind back into the contest, and Duke will go on the offensive here. Haven't seen a lot of it in the past few possessions as Penn has really been able to set the pace, but Duke will slow things down. Here's McAdory.
Tell you what, that was a big face-off win for Duke. If Penn had won that face-off to gain possession, you get that shot to cut it to 1. Now all of a sudden Duke, they scored, they could extend to 3 again. So that's sort of been the pattern we've been in for the last sort of 5, 6, 7 minutes.
Big possession for Duke. McAdory looking to turn. Has a drop underneath. Osamo. In the second half, haven't seen a ton of the Duke offensive unit.
Here comes Brennan O'Neill.
Get to work. O'Neill makes a move. Met by a little bit of a double. Is forced back. Ledman. Tripped up. Outside. Shot. And it's in. Denenza. Back to 3 we go.
They just can't stop that momentum where they get it to 2, and then Duke then scores again and knock it back to 3. And we talked about this earlier, right? Face-offs, goaltending. And they've got to win. From now on, they have to win every single face-off, bar none. Or else Duke will just exhaust the clock. It's an 80-second shot clock. It's a long, long, long possession. So for Penn, the face-offs couldn't be any bigger than they are right now.
Denenza's 6th of the year, the junior. Now goal in all 5 games played on the year. Denenza's 6th of the year. Goals in all 5 now. 14-11. Duke leads. Now they get another offensive possession. Face-off's huge, and the Quakers not winning them at a high enough clip. McAdory been a big part of things offensively. It's again scooped underneath. This is again what you were talking about, George, that shot clock, using really all 80 seconds of it. Because now we're under 4 minutes. The Quakers need 3 goals in a hurry.
Yeah.
This is going to keep winding.
If you're Duke, you can hold it back there against Penn. Number 51 is their short stick defender. It's very hard to take the ball off somebody with a short stick. So it's an easy way to kill clock.
Find space. Big defensive possession. Massive defensive possession for Penn and the Quakers. Outside, works back towards the center. Shot.
Save.
Off wide.
Here goes Piper Bond.
Need to move quickly if you're Penn. 3 minutes left to play in the offensive end. The offense has been moving in a much more effective clip. However, needed to go quick. The pass wasn't fully hauled in. Able to get there, though, was Shipley. And Hanley loses it, too.
You got to go to the hoop now. You know, time to waste.
Sam Hanley, one of the best in the nation, has been quiet this afternoon. Shipley, spin, shot, bouncer.
Great
rebound
backup.
hauled in. Back center, Rubin puts it home. And back to 2 we go.
I was just going to say, Gary, here we are again, right? You're not going to get I know it's only February. I don't want to go too nuts here, but, this is the biggest face-off of the season for Penn. This is their biggest face-off, no doubt.
Cam Rubin, what a game for Rubin.
He didn't shoot the ball great early. He's shooting much better now. I guess that's what his third goal, maybe his fourth. But he's playing, he's getting his shots and he's putting them in the goal now.
Rubin's third of the afternoon. Well back in to the Duke end. Tynan Walsh gets the helper. Penn with control, but well deep in their own end. 2 minutes left to play. Large outlet, try and get the clear. They will. Into the attacking third.
Trouble. Maybe take a timeout. Maybe take a timeout. Yeah, timeout.
That's what they'll get. So a timeout called by the Quakers. 2-goal game once more. 14. Game went into overtime. In the NCAA tournament versus Richmond. Quakers were able to come away with a victory then. Look to do the same here today, but need a whole lot of work to be done. Fury gives off Hanley. Hanley cuts to his right.
Oh.
The jumper and goes well away from the cage. 2-goal game. The Quakers will still hold possession. Minute 38. Again, need to get moving quickly. Behind the cage. Gagar, who's also had an impressive day. Finds things with Fury. Fury operating back up. Shipley. Shipley, less than 90 seconds to play in regulation. Here's Hanley. Hanley back towards the center. Hanley finds a little bit of space and he's hauled down. Went for a shot. A good job defensively to push it away. Wonderful check now. Minute 11. Time called by the official. As a Quaker will get looked at here. 2-goal game, minute 11. Saw members on the Duke side actually go down too, but they'll take a look for Penn. Try and see the number on it. A really tough spot, and leads time in Walsh. Walsh with a goal on the contest, and in the second half, he's been a big factor in everything Penn's
really
been
has.
doing.
He's played very well, and a really nice assist too on. This was the last goal to go before he backed up a shot that had gone in from the front side, caught it in clean air, and then made the assist on the play.
We get back to live action. Gagar cuts back into the middle of the field. Gagar posting up.
That's a hold.
Was looking for it. Works along the post. Has to fire back up to the top. Fury. Pass.
Oh, what a knock.
Poked away. Shot clock will expire. Won't matter with the turnover. Less than a minute to go. Duke will try and hold on as this one's well back into their own end. Now trying to see if they can get the clear. 10 seconds. Long rally there. Flag thrown. Duke gets the clear. Huge rally. Bang up shots from both sides. The whistle will blow. Duke will go on the man up to finish things off. 30 seconds left to play, and the Blue Devils will try and escape Philadelphia with a victory. Timeout called by Duke. So a hold called against Griffin Skane.
The shame of it is that Penn was down 2 with a full shot clock over the last kind of 80 seconds, and they didn't really
where they would stand in the ranks. McAdory, who had an impressive game, 25 seconds left to go. McAdory far side. Keeper pulled for the Quakers. McAdory will keep control. 15 seconds left to go. As in this top 10 showdown. 10 seconds left to go. 14-12, the Blue Devils lead, and Duke will hold on. as Duke comes into Philadelphia and leaves Penn Park with a victory.